Good evening, and welcome to another episode of All Things Considered. Tonight I am speaking to you about Seattle again. I can't help it, it's my favorite city. I came across an article that was telling me what they figured the coolest neighborhoods in Seattle were and why they're the coolest neighborhoods in Seattle, and I will talk about them and let you know if I believe it or don't believe it, what I think and what I don't think. With a city as culturally rich and diverse as Seattle, it is difficult to pare down the list of coolest neighborhoods. Even though some communities' lines overlap, each area has impressively distinctive vibes. There's something for everyone in the Emerald City. Well, no, there's not, because you got poor people that are living in the Emerald City, and they can enjoy 99% of the city they live in because it's priced out of their range, and it's done on purpose to keep the cool kids at the cool table and all the uncool kids out of the cool table. But here goes. Number 1, Ballard. Known for its Scandinavian and maritime roots, Ballard has quickly developed into one of the hottest neighborhoods in Seattle. Attractions include the Nordic Heritage Museum, the Golden Gardens Park, and the Ballard Locks. Meander. I thought I only used that word. Meander along the Ballard Avenue for hip new bars. Really? Is that what you want to be known for? Is bars? Restaurants and shops are wait until 10 a.m. on Sunday for the year-round Ballard Farmers Market. Now that's kind of cool. If you've noticed, I've shrunk my chair. It's busted. Belltown. Though this neighborhood was originally a hill, the Denny regrade project flattened the land on which Belltown eventually rose. Known for its nightlife, this trendy part of the city was named the bar hopping hub to watch in 2017. Woohoo! The bar hopping hub. Yeah, like you want to be known for your bars and your alcoholism and your sloppy drunkenness. It was named as the Bar Hopping Hub in 2017 by the Seattle Times. Don't Miss the Crocodile, a bar that has hosted Nirvana, Cheap Trick, and REM among others, in the Olympic Sculpture Park. The Olympic Sculpture Park could be cool. Capitol Hill. Woohoo! I lived in Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill, the LGBTQ center of Seattle. It wasn't always that way. It didn't like sticking out like a sore thumb. It liked being a part of the community without being the center of the community, if you understand what I mean. Encourages community as well as individuality. Points of interest include Volunteer Park, comprising the Volunteer Park Conservatory, Seattle Asian Art Museum and Bruce Lee's gravesite, Numos, the Elliott Bay Book Company, and Jimi Hendrix statue. Yes. The Chinatown International District, and I've been down there, it's pretty cool. Preserving the Asian American roots of Seattle, the vibrant neighborhood offers the annual night market and Moon Fest, the Lunar New Year's Festival, Uwajimaya, Uwajimaya. Sorry if I mispronounced it and I butchered it. I'm very bad with foreign names. The Seattle Pinball Museum and the Wing Luke Museum of the Asian American Experience. Asian Pacific, the Asian Pacific American experience. Check out walking tours of the area, some of which are hosted by the Wing Luke Museum. Downtown, my stomping grounds. When I lived in Seattle, I lived in Uptown. I lived in Capitol Hill, and I stayed around downtown mostly. The real heart of Seattle, downtown provides the hustle and bustle feel. Excuse me. This neighborhood boasts famous spots such as Pike Place Market and the Nordstrom's Seattle flagship store, plus brilliant performing arts spots, including the Fifth Avenue Theater, Paramount Theater, the Showbox, the Triple Door, and Benaroya Hall. Benaroya. That's a large name. If I spelt it right, or pronounced it right, Benaroya, Benaroya Hall. Those most interested in visual and literary arts should head to the Seattle Art Museum and the Seattle Central Public Library. And the Seattle Central Public Library was updated and brought to you by none other than Bill Gates of Microsoft fame. Him and his wife donated lots and lots of computers to Seattle back in 95 and 94 and 95 when Microsoft was just an infant and getting its feet off the ground. I give Bill Gates a lot of props. Yes, pardon me, I'm coming through with a small summer cold. Fremont. As a self-proclaimed center of the universe, Fremont is known for its quirky, countercultural vibe. The neighborhood hosts headquarters for big-name companies such as Google and Adobe Systems and high-end boutiques. Some seasonal events include the Fremont Sunday Market, Oktoberfest, and Summer Solstice Parade, or visitors can grab a cup to go at the Fremont Coffee Company and check out the Fremont Trawl any time of the year. Yep, to be in Fremont, you would probably have to have some dough. Pioneer Square. Quirky little place. I enjoyed that. They had some mom and pop Italian restaurants and pizza parlors, pizzerias, and they had Tony Roma's, which was really nice. And they also had several other things. Pioneer Square lays claim to a handful of Seattle firsts, such as Smith Tower, the city's first skyscraper. In fact, Pioneer Square was actually Seattle's first neighborhood, settled by the pioneers back in 1852. That's when they built up First Hill. Then there's the First Thursday Art Walk, which was the first art walk in the entire nation. A less pristine neighborhood than others of the list. Pioneer Square is a mix of old and new. Head to Bill Spiedel's Underground Tour. Spiedel's Underground Tour. Central Saloon, Seattle's oldest bar. The Iron Pergola and Tlingit, Tlingit Indian Totem, and the Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park. And throughout there is old hotels. Well, probably not now. Seattle's probably hurried up and destroyed all of their history, like they've been doing as of late, because of the local transplants that have moved in and decided they wanted to change Seattle's atmosphere. But when I lived there back in the 90s, you could see a lot of old remnants of the hotels where you could get a room for a nickel a night, a quarter a night, back in the day. That was in Pioneer Square. Queen Anne. It is very beautiful if you've never been there. You have to go deep into Queen Anne to notice the beauty, because there's a lot of old houses there, Victorian houses, painted ladies. There's a lot of Baroque architecture and bric-a-brac floating around. And for those of you that are in the know, you'll know what I mean. Queen Anne, named after the style of the majority of the houses built on the hill, Queen Anne is one of Seattle's largest neighborhoods. The most prominent landmark in this area is the Seattle Center, which houses the Pacific Science Center. That's Lower Queen Anne, by the way. That's not in Queen Anne itself. I should say that's in Lower Queen Anne, not Queen Anne proper. Queen Anne proper is on top of the hill, overlooking the Seattle area. The Lower Queen Anne Seattle area houses the Seattle Center, which houses the Pacific Science Center, Museum of Pop Culture, Space Needle, and Chihuly Gardens and Garden and Glass. Musical and performing arts shows are put on by the Pacific Northwest Ballet and Seattle's Opera at the McGraw Hall. And the professional sports teams display their skills at the Key Arena, home of the Seattle Storm, which is appropriate because y'all had a major storm in the winter. And at Memorial Stadium, home of the Seattle Reign. Okay. Excuse me. SODO was originally an abbreviation for South of the Dome, referring to the Kingdome, the former sports venue for the Seattle Mariners. Now the Kingdome is shut down. SODO is often said to stand for South of Downtown. This rather industrial neighborhood, it was the site of the first Costco's, is best known for its sports, namely CenturyLink Field, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous football stadium. I'm telling you, you guys outdid yourself with CenturyLink Field. Home of the Seattle Seahawks and the Sounders. And Safeco Field, home of the Mariners, which ain't too shabby either. There is also a growing nightlife scene in the area led by Showbox Sodu. University District, the U District, or University District, as it is commonly known as the U District, got its name from the neighborhood's most dominated feature, the University of Washington. Go Washington! This young area of town was great gathering places such as the University Village and the Avenue. Plus there's the Henry Art Gallery, the Burke Museum, and the University District Street Fair, and the University District Farmers Market. Great place to go if you're in the area and you want some great veggies. The University District and the waterfront. This area, visitors will find Elliott Bay. Beautiful, beautiful Elliott Bay. Lots and lots of water homes and houseboats. Elliott Bay, the perfect place for taking a stroll, visiting iconic sites such as the Seattle Great Wheel, the Seattle Aquarium, and Ye Olde Custody Shop, which they're wrong. Elliott Bay is not there. Seattle's The Great Wheel is down at the Puget Sound. Now, here's the Puget Sound. If you're over in Marrowstone Island and you're taking a trip to Seattle, here's the Puget Sound. Okay, I take that back. We're going the wrong way. You're Marrowstone Island, and you're coming over to Seattle on a ferry boat. You're looking at Seattle and you see the Great Wheel on the waterfront. Then you've got a strip of land and Elliott Bay is on the other side of it. Alternatively, they can head to the Washington State ferries to explore the nearby islands or sap a particular view of the city from the waterfront, of course. The shore is home to incredible seafood restaurants, including Ivar's Pier 54 Fish Bar. Now, Elliott Bay is where Fraser got the name for his apartment complex, or his condominium complex. Elliott Bay Towers. If you watch Station 19, that is about Seattle, and that is basically Elliott Bay neighborhood. That is supposed to be Station 25, I believe. That is the fire department. That is part of Grey's Anatomy. They've changed it because they felt they needed to, I suppose. But that is where Elliott Bay is at. If you get on the map, you'd be able to see it. Actually, I'll try to find a map and I'll put it in the link below, in the comments below if I can. West Seattle. With a more laid-back beach town vibe, West Seattle tends to offer more unique boutiques than chain companies. Check out Alki Beach Park, the West Seattle Brewing Company, and West Seattle Junction. Those are the top neighborhoods, coolest in Seattle, they say. Ballard, number 1. Number 2 is Belltown. Number 3 is Capitol Hill. Number 4, Chinatown International District. Number 5, Downtown. Home to the Farmers Market. Number 6 is Fremont. Number 7, Pioneer Square. Number 8, Queen Anne. Number 9, Soto neighborhood, or south of downtown, south of the Dome. University District is 11. Waterfront is 12. West Seattle is 13. I hope you enjoyed my little get-together with the different neighborhoods in Seattle. And if you're in Seattle, please give them a look and a shake and a fond hello, and they'll give it back to you. If you like my videos, please put a like and subscribe. I know this is a little crude tonight. I apologize. I'm starting a cold and I'm trying to get over it. If you like my videos for whatever reason, please put a like and subscribe. If you think I can do a better job, let me know how I can fix it. If you have something you wanted to talk about, a neighborhood that you've been in Seattle, you want to talk about one of these neighborhoods and what you find cool or you don't find cool, put it in the comments down below. If you don't like my videos for whatever reason, put a comment, let me know why. I'll see if I can fix it. If you have an idea for a video, please let me know, because I'd love to talk about it. We can't do this by ourselves. This is a you and I and us presentation. Making America and Seattle and all points beyond a much better place to live. Day in and day out. As long as you have a good conversation, that's important to me. Anyway, this has been All Things Considered. Have a good night, Seattle, and all points beyond.